What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today, I'm going to be showcasing some Shadow Froslass in the EUIC meta. This is one of the few Pokemon that was actually whitelisted specifically, despite its typings not being allowed in the meta. Froslass was decided by the developers, I guess. It was good enough to be included in this format, and honestly, it is quite a bit of fun. I'm going to be running the Shadow Froslass running double ice charge attacks. I kind of feel like Shadow Ball is more of a liability sometimes in this meta, where there's a lot of normal types running around, and getting a Shadow Ball catch against you would be really bad to see. And honestly, since there's almost no things in the meta that do resist ice, having Triple Axle to boost your attack, as well as Avalanche to do massive damage is an insane combination. Really quick, before we get into the battles, I want to say if you're not currently subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. It helps out quite a bit, and I'd really appreciate it. But let's get into the battles and see what this team can do. Alright. Shadow Froslass into Spidops. Yep, okay. So it's going to be a decent lead for us here. The thing is, while I do resist a lot of the damage from this Pokemon, we have to keep in mind that, you know, I potentially, after getting debuffed, don't have the best matchup here. The debuff is going to make it so I don't quite farm down before they get to a second move. And they might go for a Rock Tomb, they might go for a Lunge. But we actually just land the attack there. That's huge. Alright. I'm going to shield this up. Froslass has a lot of HP still left over. I don't want to get one shot here if I can help it. And we do get a full farm down. It looks like they're staying in. Okay, nice. I have a lot of energy here left over. I go for the Avalanche on bad timing, because I'm a bozo sometimes. But sometimes you gotta throw on bad timing. Shadow Avalanche is still gonna do a lot of damage here, right? Yeah, it puts him down pretty low. I'm gonna bring in my Milotic. Just because at this point, I don't want to give a big farm down over to this Lickilicky. And I can survive a lot of the damage they're gonna throw here. I'm at back-to-back Aqua Tails. We'll see what moves get thrown by this Lickilicky. Not quite enough here for a Hyper Beam, no. Just an Earthquake. Just a pitiful Earthquake. Nothing too crazy. Alright. Big Aqua Tail coming through him. We have to throw two to knock him out. Oh, we actually get a shield there. And there is a Spiritomb in the back line. We have a lot of energy here. That's one of Milotic's best attributes, is its pacing. It only takes 3 Dragon Tails to reach an Aqua Tail here. And so I'm already at my next one. At this point, Spiritomb's either going to have to shield this and be put into a range where I farm them down, or no shield and be put into a range where I Earthquake and knock them out. So we do see the shield, and now I can swap into Lickilicky, survive a Rock Tomb pretty comfortably here from the Spiritomb, and then I should be in a pretty good spot. I honestly don't know if Rock Tomb or Earthquake does more raw damage, but by no-shielding the Rock Tomb, you know, it just guarantees here this game that I still have a shield left over for Froslass, just in case I do need it, because Froslass is not terrible necessarily into Lickilicky, as long as they don't Earthquake him. And that Lickilicky is pretty low at this point, too. Down goes the Spiritomb. In comes the Lickilicky. It has a little bit of energy left over on it. And since my attack has been debuffed, a Body Slam is not going to be enough to knock them out. But an Earthquake is also still needed to knock me out, because I still have some HP. And they do go for it. Smart play. Smart play. But Froslass can come in here. Still has quite a bit of energy itself. And we can Triple Axle, I guess just for fun. Same pacing as Avalanche, but it should guarantee a knockout. Triple Axle, there we go, nice. GG's. Alright, Shadow Froslass into Arctibax. This could be on Ice Fang or Dragon Breath. I would imagine Dragon Breath, but either way, it's not bad for us here. Okay, the opposing Froslass, that's kind of cool. Try to catch a move. Maybe it actually worked. I don't know if they reacted to this or not. And there's a chance they're not on Shadow Ball. It could be double ice like I'm running. Yeah, they do Avalanches here, so smart play. But honestly, I'm not that concerned this game about switch advantage. And that might be a crazy thing to say. They actually do let us get this Earthquake off, which is really nice. Because either I get a shield here or a knockout, and I set up my Shadow Froslass with maybe a shield advantage here. Yeah, okay, so we get that shield. In comes a move, likely another Avalanche coming through him. Could be a Triple Axle, because they could do that to try to farm us down. But it is an Avalanche, so we do get knocked out here. But yes, our Milotic is still pretty good, I'd say, into the other guy this game. Nice catch. What was that on? Linoon? Oh my goodness. That's a crazy pick. I'm very glad I went for the heavier hitting attack here, and I'm actually kind of glad I don't have Shadow Ball. If I had Shadow Ball, there's a chance we'd be in a really awkward spot this game, where they could have just caught that on their normal type Pokemon. They're on Sand Attack too, which I guess that does make sense in this meta. You wouldn't really want to run Shadow Claw on this Pokemon because there's so many opposing normal types. But now I get my attack boost. Froslass could come back in here to drain my energy. They have a lot of energy themselves, though. So, yeah, we'll see how this plays out. I'm going to shield this up. I don't know their moveset. They've only thrown Avalanche so far this game. So I'm going to shield this, just in case it is a Shadow Ball. Looks like it's not, but I can ramp up once again here with yet another Triple Axle. And if we can farm this down, that Arctibax is going to be in some trouble. Oh, that just knocks out because they let it go. These, are they double boosted Powder Stones at this point? Yeah, they are chunking. I'll just go for the Triple Axle here. I don't think I get to a second attack before they farm us down, so going for the Avalanche, getting the guaranteed shield, then bringing in Milotic should be the win con. Yeah. Nice. That was a fun one. All right, Shadow Froslass into Spidops. Okay. Good lead, because we do resist Bug Bite, but, you know, as we've seen, resisting Bug Bite doesn't necessarily mean Spidops is unplayable. It's such a strong Pokemon in this meta that it doesn't really matter sometimes. Dude. Okay, well, they just caught on Centiskorch. That is insane. Really nice catch by them, though. But this is going to still hurt quite a bit. And it's going to open up a rollout down. Fun fact about Centiskorch, it is 4 times weak to rollout, because both Bug and Fire do not like the rock typing. They likely lunge us. I think lunge is their best attack they have here. Yeah. Do 3 rollouts knock out? If not, they do get their next move off. But nice. We do rollout down. Spidops could come back in here. And it does, actually. Okay. Probably should have thrown before the next lunge comes through, but that's fine. We can no-shield this. We survive. It's only a Spidops. It doesn't have that much attack. But with that said, I don't have a lot of attack myself anymore, thanks to the double attack drop here. If I can swap out at some point and bank this energy, I'd be pretty fine with that. Because, as I said, I'm double debuffed. Look how pitiful that Body Slam is. It's kind of tragic, actually. We'll bring in our Froslass here, see what they bring in. Oh, boy. Oh my goodness. That is not what I was expecting. Not at all. Firefang Shadow Houndoom. This person is trying to target the bugs. But I guess it's working out because they're also targeting my Froslass. That nearly one-shots? That's insane. I think I can just Dragon Tail this down, though, before they get a move off, because Houndoom on Firefang is not that quick of a Pokemon. I have a lot of energy left over on my Lickilicky. Yeah, and my Milotic here at this point. I guess I should be going for Wraps. And why am... Okay, I should have shielded that, too. I'm trying my best to lose this game, but, like, I think I'm fine still. I should probably shield something this game. I will admit. That would be a better play. But I have back-to-back Body Slams on my Lickilicky. I have an Aqua Tail I can reach after this Wrap. And Wrap is going to offset the debuff here that we have against our attack stat. Yeah, there's that shield. There's the Aqua Tail. And if we need to, we can swap into our Lickilicky here in combo play. Big Aqua Tail. And we see a no-shield. Yeah, they realize too much energy on that Lickilicky. That is a bold team. Honestly, though, I respect that quite a bit, not gonna lie. Alright, Shadow Froslass into Shadow Venomoth. This is gonna be interesting. I do resist Bug Bites, but I've seen what Shadow Beedrill can do in this matchup. Oh! Okay, I spoke too soon. That's not even on Bug Bite. That's on Psywave. That's a really cool moveset. That's going to allow them here to outpace us likely if they want to go for cheap attacks like Poison Fang. But if they want to go for higher damaging attacks like Bug Buzz, you know, they could also do that, I guess. I'm going to no-shield this. I think it's going to be a Poison Fang. I did not even know this thing got Psychic. Is that sad? Is that, like, the worst thing you've ever seen? I did not realize that was an option. Okay. Well, that might be the first time Psychic's ever done something post-Psychic nerf. I don't really know what's going to be in the backline. Just in case they're on Bug Buzz as well, I want to shield this. And honestly, I don't want to take a Shadow Psychic after what it did to my Froslass, so we'll shield that up. Down goes the Venomoth. What comes in here? Is that an Umbreon? Okay. That is a very bulky Pokemon here. I don't have a great way to deal with this in the backline, but I'm also not necessarily weak to it. But I'm just going to bring in my Milotic here. Absorb some damage if I can. Dragon Tail's going to add up more than Rollouts can. And I can debuff this with Wrap as well if I want to. But if I go for a Wrap, they might just swap out to clear the debuff. Ooh, Dark Pulse, so a little bit more efficient of an attack here than Foul Play. But it is a little bit slower to reach as well, so not necessarily, you know, strictly a better move, but it is not a bad play, I think. Big Wrap. And yeah, they swap here into a Shadow Politoed. Honestly, I knew this Pokemon was allowed in this meta. This might be the first time I've seen it, though. Unless they're on Earthquake, I do wall this moveset pretty hard. And we go for the Wrap here. Dragon Tails are going to add up quite a bit more now. And just in case they are on a big move, I'm going to shield this up. I don't want to get Earthquaked. They Weather Ball, so a little bit of an embarrassing shield, but I mean, I don't want this Politoed ramping up against us anyway. That's only a Weather Ball. I should be able to survive that. Yeah, we survive. Not well, but like we do survive. And now we get the Aqua Tail off. Right now, if they let this go, then I might get another move off this game. If they shield this, they can probably outpace us to a Weather Ball. They do let that go. So now, I'm going to reach for a Wrap. Can I get it? I can. Wrap here should be pretty huge to make sure that even if they shield this up, now their defense is going to be dropped. And if they no shield, then I think just a Body Slam will be enough to knock out after. They do let that go. Lickilicky has a decent amount of energy still left over on it. I just need 2 more rollouts to get my next Body Slam. And they need 2 Dark Pulses, and I don't even know if Umbreon has the damage with 2 Dark Pulses to knock out. It's actually, maybe they would. That was a CMP, I think. And if that's the case, if Dark Pulse knocks us out, then we lose. Alright, please be a foul play. There's a chance it's double Dark. There's maybe a chance I survive Dark Pulse, but I don't think so after how much damage we saw that first one do. It's Dark Pulse. 1 HP? Licky's a freaking menace, man. How did that happen? Okay, I think I underestimated you, Licky. That's gotta be 1 HP. That's gotta be, like, on the dot, 1 HP survive. Oh my goodness. Alright, Shadow Froslass, Shadow Tyranitar. Like, on paper, you'd imagine this has gotta be unplayable for Froslass, right? Because it's a Dark Rock into an Ice Ghost, but I feel like my Powder Snows are gonna add up quicker than the Dragon Breath, so I probably at least have a playable 2-shield matchup here. We'll shield this up. They're gonna be at 3 after I go for the Triple Axle. So 6 away from their next Brutal Swing here. And by then, my Powder Snows really will have started chunking. Or just knocking them out straight up. Okay. Well, I could have overfarmed a little bit more there, but honestly, getting rid of Tyranitar is not a bad play. Licky comes in. And here's the thing about Froslass, right? It's kind of a funny Pokemon in this meta, where, while it is a Ghost type, and normally Ghosts aren't great into normals, I have a lot of Ice type damage. And that's going to allow me to go for the Avalanche. It does get shielded, which is a little bit unfortunate there, but I can save my Froslass for later on and try to catch a move on Licky. Doesn't quite work out, but we still save our Froslass with just a couple Powder Snows away from another Avalanche. And luckily, just a Body Slam, no Hyper Beam shenanigans. 6, 7, so 8, oh, 8, wow, they're at 100 energy here. But they swap out into Golisopod. They have a lot of energy left over in that Licky, which is a little bit scary. Golisopod, oh, they must not know this, that I'm not on Shadow Ball, right? Golisopod would have technically walled my energy on Froslass because I'm on Mono Ice, but yeah, I guess normally you'd probably expect Froslass to have Shadow Ball. But I don't think there's enough things in this meta where you'd really want to warrant running that moveset. So that's why I'm opting here for Double Ice. I feel like just having the ramping up potential of, what's it called? Triple Axle, as well as the nuke potential of the Avalanche is just really nice. I'm going to shield this. I was hoping I could Dragon Tail down before they got their next move off, but not quite able to. Licky has 100 energy on it, which is a little bit scary, but I can start whittling them down by going for Wrap and then start spamming out Aqua Tails too. Milotic should be able to survive an Earthquake plus a Body Slam, so likely 2 Earthquakes will be needed. And they no-shield the first move. Very smart play, because they know it's a Wrap, probably. I have higher damaging moves. I could probably reach this game. Ooh, Shadow Ball. That right there actually does 2-shot us, right? But I am able to win CMP. They didn't realize just how spammy Milotic is. Aqua Tail should get the knockout or a shield. And they're forced to Shadow Ball us to knock us out. Alright, what do they throw here? It might be a Body Slam in hopes that that's enough against us. It is. I'm going to switch into my Froslass here, I think. Just get that Powder Snow damage. We have the move ready to go now. Just guarantee the win here. Triple Axle. That Licky. And even if we couldn't get this move off, I think we still have a Body Slam loaded on our own Licky. So able to dance around a little bit here. Triple Axle gets the knockout against the Licky. And GG's there to our opponent. Shadow Froslass into... Dude, Flygon, what is that doing in this meta? Well, that's a really good lead. The Dragon, that is the weakest to Froslass in the entire game, and they stay in for a second, which is insane. Because those Powder Snows, man, they shred. I'm going to try to get a shield here if I can, because, I mean, might as well, right? Either a shield or a massive amount of damage. Yeah. They throw an alignment here. I was going to try to do one and throw, or one and swap, that is. But, like, the thing is, with my energy lead, this is honestly not even that bad of a matchup for my Froslass. Because I can just always outpace to Avalanches here. And Shadow Avalanche, I think if it lands at this point, that would just straight up knock out, right? There's no way it wouldn't. Oh, well, there's a way it doesn't. It actually just straight up doesn't. Anywho, what I meant to say is it puts them into a very nice rollout downrange. Rock Slide is likely being thrown here. It's slightly less efficient than Drill Run, so good catch by us. Might see that Flygon come in, because I guess Flygon's probably actually pretty playable into Lickilicky, saying it does resist rollout, but I got a lot of Powder Snows, so they're probably in range where an Earthquake could knock them out here. I would assume this is either Dragon Claw or Scorching Sands, but, like, maybe they're running something crazy like Earthquake. Okay, Stone Edge. I guess there are a lot of options for Flygon, aren't there? But none of them are cheap attacks. Flygon used to actually be pretty good in a lot of limited metas, but now that it doesn't have a great way to bait shields, it is a little bit more awkward of a Pokemon to use. I mean, I'm just going to go for the Body Slam here. If anything else, to stall my Switch Clock, I can just swap right back into my Froslass here. And Froslass should be able to Powder Snow down before they get another move off. And I have Avalanche, potentially, for whatever comes in. Grimmsnarl may be one of the worst things that Froslass could see. But this is a Shadow Avalanche into one of the squishiest Pokemon in the meta. Can I one-shot this, please? Not quite, but close enough. We get the Simul KO with a single Powder Snow. What the heck, man? Froslass is actually kind of good. Shadow Beedrill. Okay, we actually do wall this thing. But again, like, while we do wall Bug-type damage, that doesn't mean we don't take any damage here. The fast move pressure of Bug Bite and Fell Stinger, if they go for it, it just adds up way too quick. It's one of the main reasons why Shadow Beedrill is one of the best Pokemon, I think, in the game. Triple Axle gets a shield. The big question is going to be, do they go for that Fell Stinger here? Or are they going to go for the big boy Drill Run? No, of course. Does that ramp up their damage against me here? Ow, okay. I don't know if that's actually increasing the damage, but it might have. That looked very painful. But we can still outpace here, because I think they throw on slightly suboptimal timing, which allows me to triple axle first. I'm a double boosted Froslass. I should be able to get a move off against something in the backline. Oh my goodness. Well, maybe not this, actually. Do I get Fury Cutter down? I don't. Just barely. Double Bug. I kind of respect that. Double really squishy bugs. Scariest thing about this Pokemon we have to keep in mind is it has close combat or superpower, right? Two of the strongest fighting type attacks in the game. So Lickilicky realistically could not be brought in here. I'm gonna no-shield this. X's are nice. If that was a close combat, honestly, that probably one-shots us. Okay, I was gonna go for like a one-shield farm down, but it looks like they're gonna swap out here. What was that I just saw? I don't even know what I just saw come in. Shadow Shellgon. Oh, it's on Dragon Breath. Okay. I don't know why I thought that would be on Ember. I feel like it does get Ember. I don't know this for sure, but I'm kind of sure it does. It's hard to say. Alright. We can survive whatever. This is maybe, Twister. Twister is one of those moves that very desperately needs a buff. If that move doesn't get buffed ever, like, honestly, that could be like the new Dragon Bait move. I feel like that would be a really good move for them to make a better attack. It would give some use to some different dragons than we've been used to seeing. Grimmsnarl lead. That is the one lead that definitely is pretty safe into us here. We'll swap into my Milotic and hope for the best. Ooh, Samurott comes in. Interesting play. Oh, right, Samurott has... Is it Sacred Sword now? I thought it was going to be on Dark Pulse here, but no, they outpace us because Sacred Sword is only 9 turns. That's actually a really cool pick. I actually really like that. I should try out Samurott. This guy's giving me some ideas here. But Rap's going to come through him. Slightly more efficient of an attack. Well, I guess not more efficient, but I'm just bulkier than them, right? So that makes it really awkward for the Samurott here to try to win switch advantage. If I get a shield, then that's good. If I get switch advantage, that's also fine. Okay, we get a shield. Interesting. I kind of wonder here, what's the secondary move that you run on Samurott in this meta? Is there a chance that it's on Icy Wind, so like my Froslass walls the energy? Is there even a chance that I don't even take a move here on Froslass? Because I might just Powder Snow down, actually. Yeah, okay. I think I need to switch. There's no way I can't. Yeah, okay, this is good. This is good. Because if I don't switch out there, those Sucker Punches, dude, they add up way too quickly. But Arctibax, not the best dragon when it comes to dealing with Lickilicky. It's weak to rollout. It's a little bit slower than the other dragons, too. So I think I'm fine. The scariest thing, if they go for, like, an Icy Wind here, I would not be super happy. Because that would lower my attack. It would make it so my next move would not come anywhere near as close to knocking out. But they did just go straight up for the Dragon Claw. That's pretty nice to see. We'll go for the Body Slam now. Get the knockout or a shield. Or neither, I guess. And yeah, I think the way to win this, go for the Earthquake, right? If I land the Earthquake, that should put them into range. I think I need to shield this up. Okay, that's a bad shield by me. I did not realize we were at a pup here. Now I need to be able to outpace this Grimmsnarl to an Avalanche on my Froslass. Please tell me I can. I'm 4 away. If they're 4 from a move here, I'm so sad. Oh no, I shielded the pup. I thought they were gonna go for the foul play. They go for it now. Well played. They got us good. Oh, man. Honestly, that was a nice bait by them. That was a really nice bait. Yeah, Body Slam wouldn't have been enough to knock out there, no matter what. I can't believe they Power Up Punched us. I can't believe they did that. Shadow Froslass into Shadow Hydreigon. Okay, well, we have a lot of fast move pressure here, but unlike Xylis, this actually has a very cheap dark type attack, so they can get an early shield from us, and that is actually what they're going for. But, wow, I don't think I've ever seen Powder Snows do that much damage. And I fought a Flygon. I fought a Flygon with my Powder Snow users before. Wow, okay. In comes a Miltank here. That's an interesting Pokemon to bring into a Froslass. There's a chance, actually, they could be on Gyro Ball here, which only takes 4 fast moves to reach. So in case that's happening, I'm going to swap here after 1 more Powder Snow. Looks like they're not actually on that moveset, but that's still fine, because after landing that Avalanche, they're just in single Body Slam range. So I can no-shield this pretty comfortably. We see Ice Beam, so, you know, it's not going to do that much damage. I'm fine letting this next move through and just overfarming a lot of energy here. Miltank's Body Slam doesn't do that much to Lickilicky, and just getting more energy against a matchup that is not that scary for Lickilicky is going to be a lot harder for them to deal with, so we'll go for the Body Slam. We're at back-to-back. If they shield one, we have the next. If they no-shield, then we have some energy for the back line. They do let that go. Probably the Hydreigon comes in. No, we see the final Pokemon, actually. Oh, double kick double. We'll go here for a high damaging move. I don't really know why, but I guess just for fun. We see a shield, so yeah, I probably should have gone for the other attack there. That's actually a shiny double. I didn't even realize that. That's kind of a cool shiny. I've never seen that before. I think we still have a Wild Charge pretty comfortably here, even if they do go for it, so I'm fine if they throw that. And they're probably going to try to catch at some point, which is what they ended up doing. So we can wrap this, get the knockout here, and then we can go for another move against a double, and I think we're going to be in a good spot, but... Oh, they shield that. That's interesting. I guess I just knocked this out. I was going to, like, undercharge for some reason, but, I mean, Froslass with the shield available to it should just be able to win this game. Even if double gets a little bit more extra energy. Because I have a lot of energy myself on Froslass. Yeah, we have the Avalanche ready to go. And we should win CMP into the double, right? They need 2 Wild Charges to knock us out here. They might Body Slam bait. Crazy. But we have the Avalanche. And unfortunately, double is actually a pretty squishy Pokemon, all things considered, in this meta. It's not as bulky as its fellow normal types. So Avalanche, yeah, very much will be enough to knock him out. Let's go. Shadow Drapion on the lead. This is going to be kind of an interesting matchup here, because... I mean, they do have the ability to one-shot us, right? But my fast move pressure is going to do so much more to them than Poison Stings do to us. And they do let us throw first, which is kind of interesting. Means I probably get a shield from them, but they could go for a no-shield here. And then, like, I don't know, swap out and take a shield advantage. Now we do get a shield. They could also bait. And baiting is... It's not cool, guys. Don't do it. Okay, nice. So they're at 1. 2, 3, 4, 5. They could bait us once again here, and I don't think that's the worst idea. So, if they do bait, we'll have to keep that in mind. But they don't. Okay. Let's see how they play this out. Alright, they come in Golisopod here, and I'm a little bit slow on the counter swap, because honestly, I don't see a lot of Golisopods in this meta, but I also can bank a lot of energy left over on my Froslass. And while they have a lot of neutral damage against us here, I think my rollouts plus my Body Slam should be able to potentially knock him out before I get knocked out by 2 Aqua Jets. But it's going to be close. I'm already in the yellow HP. Unfortunately, they do CMP us. I could have got a full rollout for free, but, I guess we didn't. Honestly, I don't know if I survived this next move or not. CMP us again. They are just flexing on us right now. We'll see what's going to happen here. Aqua Jet, we do survive. That might have been an undercharge, actually. I feel like I survived that with a little bit more HP than I was expecting, which could be a smart play by them. Yeah, they're going to try to farm us down with that Drapion. Tomb. Okay. Drapion does come back in here. I didn't want to give that thing any extra energy, so we're going to come in triple Axle immediately and try to reach the next move before they get their next attack off. But they go for a move here. I am hoping this is just an Aqua Tail, but it could be a Crunch. I haven't been counting as well as I'd like to. Okay, just an Aqua Tail. That's good. We get the farm down here. If Golisopod comes in, we farm that down as well before they get another move off. And if anything else comes in, we can +1 Avalanche them, which is going to be pretty devastating. So if you see Water Bug come in, do a fast move. Anything else, probably just go for Avalanche. Okay, poor Spidops. This might be the most amount of damage you're ever going to see a Spidops take in this meta. +1 Shadow Avalanche, 75% of their HP. Beautiful. They could catch an Aqua Tail here, which, I mean, that would be kind of cool if they did that, but it wouldn't really help them out, because I just outpace before they knock us out anyway. Aqua Tail is all we need. Dude, Froslass, not even that bad into Drapion. Oh, this thing's still alive. Keep tapping. But Froslass is just crazy when you ramp up like that and you have a lot of energy. I got a little bit lucky, though, that they didn't bait us until, like, the last one. Ooh, Double lead. This is going to be an interesting test of Shadow Froslass, because my team is a little bit soft to this Pokemon through and through. But if they don't go for Wild Charge here, they don't do that much damage to us, right? Body Slam obviously being resisted and all. Oh, they come in Lickilicky here. Trying to catch a move, maybe. But I can go for Avalanche anyway. And this is going to hurt a Lickilicky. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of damage, right? Oh, I'm bad. I overtapped that. That's fine. Maybe I meant to do that. Because they're going to Earthquake us, right? Surely they don't Body Slam. They Body Slam. Well, now I know for sure that's a Body Slam, though. So I just no-shield this. Farm down. And then have a lot of energy for the backline. Yeah, I mean, we have back-to-back Avalanches ready to go. What do we throw here? Okay, Drapion comes in. I went for a triple Axle, because I feel like at this point, ramping up is going to be really annoying for them to try to deal with. Yeah, they shield that. Well, Avalanche here to guarantee a shield or a knockout. And at this point, we have to keep in mind there is still energy left over on that double, right? Oh, they thought that was another triple Axle. That's huge. All right. I mean, I feel like shielding this is not a bad play. I mean, I know it's going to be a Body Slam there. I'm going to throw an alignment. I just want I want to keep my Froslass around. It has basically swept this team so far. I might get double kicked down, though, which might be the biggest tragedy of our generation here. Yeah, down it goes. But Lickilicky is, like, while it's weak to fighting type damage, you can see our rollouts basically do the same amount of damage that double kicks do. That is how bulky Lickilicky is. It's just so strong defensively. And after the debuff, Body Slam definitely will knock out. Nice. Okay, dude, Froslass was... I don't even know how it just did that this game. It was basically 1v3. If I would have played better with my timing, I might have actually got that final triple Axle off before getting farmed down there. Yeah, so Shadow Froslass, it is a ghost type, right? It has that bug resist, but you saw how squishy it was today. But that doesn't matter. Its offensive pressure is just way too high for a lot of things in this format, and it's a lot of fun to use, so if you want to give this team a go, make sure to try it out. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.